Boys will be boys, and if they're my boys, that means they will love pirates. Introducing Yarr Har Hunt, a pirate treasure adventure by Peaceable Kingdom, ages 4 plus, 2 to 5 players. It also says 15 minutes. I think we play longer than that, but that could be true. And it is a cooperative game, as most, if not all, Peaceable Kingdom games are. So, ever since the very first time my boys heard the story of David and Goliath, they said, Goliath should have won. He was so much bigger than David. And then they would reenact the whole story with Goliath squashing David with blood and guts and death. I don't know why they had to completely miss the spiritual point of that story. We have been working to correct that ever since. But hard as I may try, I cannot seem to take the killing, the swords, the guns, the army guys, or the pirate loving out of my boys. So I went on a search to see if I could find any board games that would appeal to their natural preferences, but that I could still approve of. So let me tell you about Yarr Har Hunt. I'm going to start by showing you the board. Yarr Har Hunt, being that it's a cooperative game, means that you are all working together. You do have individual player pieces, but you are working together as a group to beat the time and recover or find the treasure. And on this board, there's some water, and there are some spots here where the ship is going to be coming in, and you need to find that treasure before the ship makes it all the way into the bay. Around the board are all of these little spots, and you roll die. No, you don't roll die. I'll get to that in a second. There is a way that you find out how many spaces you get to move, and you can choose which direction you want to go. And all over the board are going to be clues. Once you reach the clue and uncover it, it will be replaced by a different clue randomly somewhere else on the board. So there's kind of a little something going on with this game. I don't mind playing it. I actually think it's pretty fun. So, do I think that the message it sends and the components are okay? Well, we've got these little X marks the spot little guys. That's where you go to get your clues. And the clues themselves are very innocent. I love it. It's things like a compass, mountains, tide pools, anchor. In fact, I don't recall there's a single thing on here that I don't really approve of. Okay, sure, we do have to have our sword. There's no blood on the end of it. It's just a pretty sword. The little jewel on the handle. Cave, we do have the flag. You'll be hard pressed to play a pirate game with no skull and crossbones included, so there it is. It does appear a couple of other places in the game, but it's not a prominent feature, and I don't think that the skull and crossbones look particularly scary, so I appreciate that. The key also does have, like, kind of looks like a guitar, but it has that little skull on it. The pirates themselves, these little player pieces, I like these pirates. They're not all that mean. They're kind of cute, actually, but it's nice artwork for kind of the cartoonish style, but I like it. So we got this little guy. We have a girl pirate. Like that. We have another girl, and guess what, y'all? She's the captain. She's the captain. And then we got this guy and this guy here. So that's what the pirates look like. Not too mean, not too scary. I like that the goal of this game is to follow the clues and find treasure. So it's not about stealing. It's not about killing. It's not about fighting other pirates. It's just about finding the clues and beating the clock to find the treasure. There are treasure cards, and they're different every game. So that can be fun because when you get to that, you don't know what you're going to turn over, and the boys all have their favorites. This one is a bejeweled belt. bars of gold, a pearl necklace, a crown. There are others. And then here, I just want to show you is a bejeweled pirate hat. So that again is where you're going to see some skull and crossbones. But again, skull and crossbones are not the predominant artwork in this game. The last thing I want to show you about components in gameplay itself, how you determine how far you go, not a die, scratch that. You actually put your hand in this little bag and you pull out a shell, and on the back of the shell is a number of dots. I can't remember how high it goes, but this is obviously 1, this is 3, that's how many spaces you get to move. There are some special colored shells in here that allow you to just jump ahead to the nearest space of this color. The white shells all have the numbers on the back. What makes this game cooperative, if they choose to cooperate anyway, is that you can forfeit your turn to move somebody else's pirate to get them to the clue faster if that would be advantageous to winning the game. It is an easy game to win, like super, super, super easy game to win. So if you have a stubborn child or a group of children who do not want to share and give up their turn to win, even though somebody else later probably would give up their turn to help them win, etc., you're all in it together, you will still win. But I got a really good tip. I can't remember who I can credit, but I didn't come up with this. It was somebody else on a different video. Said, hey, why didn't you make the game a little harder? Or you could. We have totally done that. And what I mean by that is we have reduced the amount, not we, they don't know that I've done this. I did this like a couple years ago. They still don't know that I did this. These little shells, I took out, okay, here's a 5. I took out almost all the 5s and nearly all the 4s, and I hid them underneath the box insert so they don't get drawn. And that makes the game harder when you only have smaller numbers. So you can kind of fudge the game a little bit to make it a bit more challenging, which also makes the game last longer as your children get older and they get a little smarter and they want it to be a little bit more challenging. So here is my rating for Yarr Har Hunt. From a Christian perspective, I'm going to give it a 4. I have to knock off a point. If we're going up to 5 stars, I have to give it 4 out of 5 because it is about pirates and pirates are thieves. So that's that. However, for it being about pirates, the artwork and the concept of the game are very clean and promotes cooperation. So that is yay from me. As far as it being fun, boy, I'd almost give it a 5. Do I dare give anything a 5? I want to give it a 5 because as an adult playing this game, this is tolerable. This is decently fun for me to play. I can stand to play this game quite a few times. The kids enjoy it as well. I almost actually wish they loved it more than they do, but it does say that it's for ages 4 and up, and it doesn't last forever. It's a sad thing. It's sad that sometimes the games that my kids outgrow are not the ones I outgrow. Don't get it. But my kids are now 6 and 8. They will definitely still play this game, but it has been a little while since I've seen them get it out on their own. In a lot of videos I mentioned, oh, my kids will ask to play it. I should mention that my kids don't always have to ask my permission to play a game. They don't always have to ask. They do just get it out and play it on their own. And that's what's nice about when you teach your kids games when they're young and they get a little bit older, they are able to play by themselves, which sometimes is really nice. Although most of the time, if I can, I do like to play the games with them. So that is my review for Yarr Har Hunt. Tell us in the comments below, what do you do when your child has an interest in something that kind of goes against your Christian values? And you don't want to totally squash on their ambitions. How do you work around that? Do you have any board games that you would recommend? All right. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.